In Africa, many young women and girls are faced with unending socio-economic challenges that continue to deprive them of equitable access to resources and better living standards. Many of them are economically active but remain unseen, with limited support and limited exposure to the necessary facilities and opportunities that are meant to better their lives. The entire system continues to let them down with no prioritization and exclusion from critical processes that unlock the right avenues to access to financial resources, public money, and equitable rewards.
I have done a publication in partnership which was supported by the Walking the Talk Consortium, which is in partnership with Restless Development, Equipop, and Kivos. The inquiry was to explore the impact or the relevance of feminist foreign policy, specifically in free trade agreements. The challenges that women within the informal sector that are doing trade are facing is issues of, the bureaucratic nature of regulations that govern trade from one country to another.
Empowering women is essential both to realize women's rights and to achieve broader development goals such as economic growth, poverty reduction, health, education, and welfare.
They talked about the challenges around access to loans, finances, the collateral, where they are asked to bring, title deeds. Do you have a house? Do you have what? Of which we all know the challenges that women have. Women in Zimbabwe talked about they're already having saving clubs. Why not, when we talk about foreign policy, free trade agreements, they build from, alternatives, feminist funding pathways that are already in existence.
Young feminists bear the brunt and double burden towards socio-economic justice. The limitations in access to resources and adequate support continue to affect the grassroots due to no trickling down of efforts and resources that promote economic empowerment and support.
There's a lot that grassroots feminist movement can actually do to support young women and girls within the communities that they're serving. But more importantly, there's need to ensure that these groups are adequately supported in order to be able to offer and leverage for this support to other young women within the communities.
Hi, I'm Carla Newman. Dream Sponsors partners with small grassroots, female-focused organizations and marginalized communities in 4 African countries. We train volunteer Indigenous female lead mentors the tools to teach health and wellness concepts. Partner organizations offer sustainable trade programming and entrepreneurial skills to women.
But if you look at the system, in order for you to apply for a loan, there are a lot of things that are required for you to give. But if you look at majority of the young feminists, they do not have like the collaterals and any baking materials that are needed to apply for a loan. So I think as the government or even the stakeholders, they need to have resources that are towards the young feminists so that they're able to build businesses and they're also able to build legacies. Because it's one thing to build a business and it's another to build a legacy.
While governments are offering small financial loans and literacy support to women through their programs, such initiatives, besides being limited, they are further marred with structural barriers that limit the inclusion of the grassroots.
Ini ndogadzira ma-detergents ndiri muhopli akaita sedishwash yandinosupplywo nekutengesawo semuyuthi mudiki ndo panotondipawo ndo kunobva mari yangu yekubhadharira vana vangu school fees ipapo.
Muno muhopli ndiri panel beater and spray painting ndo basa rangu randoita ndiri muhopli.
Ndinoita zvebusiness ndinotengesa uye ndiri muchampion wefamily.
Chakaita kuti ndide kupinda mubasa repanel beating ndechekuti ndakaona kuti nekumashure uko ndandingoriwo munhu uya aingofambawo nerodhi vana Tongombeya, ndandiri mugrupu rekona Tongombeya. Saka ndazoona kuti ndoita sei zvinondibatsira ndakagara pasi ndobva ndaona kuti ndikaita icho neicho zvakawandirwa ndikadomboitawo basa revarume iroro ndoona kuti rinoita sei.
Vanondisapota vanova pari zvino ndosapotwa nevana uyewo nekutoti ndakasapotwawo nevakanditirena vacho ndosapoti yavakatondipa kutondidzidzisa ikoko ndosapoti yavakandipa nevana vangu ndakatovadzidzisawo kuti ndo vachandibatsira kuchera mvura nekupeka.
One of the things that the research also brings to light is the issue of invisible care work, where most women within the informal sector that are trading, they are trapped in care work, where they have to, attend to their gender roles, take care of their children, take care of their families. And what happens is they miss out on trainings, they miss out on business opportunities, they miss out on time actually to expand their businesses. So there's an issue of time poverty.
Hongu sapoti yandoda chekutanga business redu tongoti ndere pasi pemuti nekuti ndinofamba ndichitengesa chikonzero handina shopu yekutengesera, hatisi registered, hatinawo kwatinobhadhara tax. Izvezvi tototya kuti kamirawo panotengeserwa pamusika pachii totywa kuti kanzuro ikauya inonitorera zvinhu, uye madhishwasha angu haana yatinoti bhakodi yekuti ndokwanisa kuenda kwana OK ndichinosupply. Saka izvozvo zvinodzikisa business rangu ndichangotengesera ndiri mucommunity, ende mucommunity munhu sakugadzirawo dishwasha. Saka izvozvo ndinoda sapotwa nehurumende kuti kawanawo pekutengesera kana tishopu chaicho tichibhadharawo tax, tichibhadharawo rendi yacho, zvinenge zvakanaka nokuti pari zvino tongotengesera tiri kumba ende zvinhu zvinenge zviri kumba.
Neshiro yangu ndikawanawo pandoti apa ndo pangu ndokwanisa kuvhura kana riri garajiwo, garaji repano beating nespray painting, ndichitawo panobhita mota dzevanhu, ndichikweshawo mota dzevanhu, ndichitosprayawo but pachimba pane zita rekuti inini vachiti Monica.
Kuhurumende tichida kungoti vatibatsiro kana necapital yekuti tiwane kutangisa business rakakura kana kuti business redu iro ridikiro risimukiro riende kumberi.
We appreciate the efforts that have been made by the government of Zimbabwe in availing loans for women in Zimbabwe. I can give an example of the Women Development Fund and the Community Development Funds that are offered through the Ministry of Women Affairs. They have really assisted in empowering women and girls at grassroots level. But I think more can be done in ensuring that more resources are availed to women and girls at grassroots level. It's really important for the government to create an enabling environment so that women can effectively participate in the economic domains.
Isusu paorganization yakaita seFeminist tarisira kuti ngaitipewo support either yekuramba ichitrena mamwe mayuthi, yekurambawo isusu vachowo tichipihwawo mamwe maskills akati wandei.
Ndakada kumwedzera hapana, asi kutokukumbirawo support kubva kuhurumende iyoyo batsiridzwawo.
Ini ndongoda kungotaura kuti semuhopuli medu inzvimbo yekuti vanhu vanonyanya kuda zvinhu zvakaita semuriwo nanakobra ndozvinhu zvinofamba everyday. Saka tikawanawo kana kuti project kana kuti dona anongouyawo otitirawo business rakafanana neiroro, ndinoona kuti tinogona kusimudzirika tikatoenda mberi semayuthi.
Villages to empower them is a serious challenge. These women and girls often live in areas without access to amenities such as electricity. They also come from families with low incomes, which means they have no access to smartphones, internet, or even computers. This exacerbates their challenges. Governments can ensure that there is last-mile connectivity of electricity to public schools and community centers, so that the private sector can provide public hubs or offices where there is access to computers and internet, or even tutors for grant writing. The women can then become part of the writing of grants that are created to serve their communities. They can also access grants that are already existing.